Uncertainty driven by COVID-19 crisis has profoundly influenced spending patterns, leading to a big shift in consumer behavior, expectations, income, and consumption patterns. This pandemic has triggered unexpected shifts in consumer spending. Let us now unveil the consumer spending landscape under the current scenario. In the early days of the pandemic, consumers were anxious, and as a consequence, they adhered to stocking up. However, with each new phase of the pandemic, trends seem to have changed. Looking closer at the picture, as the pandemic progressed, more saving, less spending has become the norm. Consumer spending patterns or habits have gradually adjusted to the new normal. In order to gauge how people have adjusted their spending habits or patterns, both during the lockdown and after the lockdown was relaxed, what they spent more on and what they were cutting or delaying their spends on have been grouped primarily into 4 categories. Number 1, groceries or household expenses. 2, discretionary expenses. 3, fixed expenses. And number 4, medical expenses. Considering that the pandemic would prolong for a while, people have brought down their spending by a significant margin in the year 2020 as against the previous year. Researchers have put forth an interesting comparative analysis of the consumer spending patterns for both years, covering the same time period, namely March to June. Delving into the key insights of the household expenditure or groceries, the month of April experienced a sharp decline in the household spends on account of stern imposition of lockdown rules, adversely disrupting the supply chain, the outcome being people could get only essentials. Contrastingly, the months of May and June saw expenses picking up on account of stocking up and uncertainty prevailing in moving much. Discretionary expenses include eating out, indoor and outdoor entertainment, and travel. Discretionary expenses are undertaken post all essential expenses are met. On account of a high sense of income uncertainty, people suspect bleak financial period for a while, more so due to a sudden shutdown of restaurant, spread of general fear among people regarding getting the ailment, fear of outside food, ceasing of all outdoor entertainment as it would tamper with the social distancing norms. All these reasons saw the consumer spending or expenses in the area of dining out and entertainment to have taken a back seat. Fixed expenses covers rents, equal monthly installments, and insurance. Considering the attitude of people towards fixed expenses, a sharp dip was experienced in rent from April to June. This specifically transpired largely due to singles vacating the premises and heading back home. Since most of them worked from home, they probably thought it to be a better idea to move back and save on some rent. Looking at EMIs, there had been a sharp decline in loan EMI payments for the month of April. The dip in EMI payments was because of the moratorium facility provided by the Reserve Bank of India, which came as a relief for borrowers amidst the COVID crisis. A moratorium period was extended by bank to borrowers, by which they could get relief for paying their EMIs without any interest or penalty being charged. Slowly, as activities relaxed, the EMI expenses surged in the month of June. As regards insurance premium, there had been a noticeable decline in the insurance premium payments in the months of April to June. The reason for this sharp decline in people cutting their insurance payouts was due to the rise in insurance premiums. As this major health crisis had befallen upon us, people were covering most of their hospital expenses through their medical insurance policies. And as the number of cases surged in India, it led to a spurt in the hospital costs, and thereby insurance companies were pushed to shell out even more, thereby escalating premiums. Looking at these habits, trends, and patterns, it would be pragmatic to say there has never been such a massive shift in spending habits of Indian consumers like it has happened in the wake of COVID-19. As financial uncertainty prevails, saving habits would strengthen more and more. Whether it's a matter of entertainment consumption or making payments online, people seem to be ready for the digital wave and are adapting to it really fast. Safety first is the need of the hour, and so safety plays a predominant role in their spending behavior. Hope these trends gave you an objective picture of the events that had transpired. More such avenues to be delved into, but in my next episode. Till then, do take care of yourselves and stay indoors. This is Dr. D signing off.